Be open-minded, but remember your morals and values. A proclamation I adapted coming into college. I sat with students on the campus of Morgan State University to discuss having faith in college. Let's hear what they had to say.
I've always been raised in a church. I was raised apostolic, Pentecostal apostolic, my whole entire life. So I've always been in church, Sunday school, praise and worship, dance team. I've always been in church.
My religious background is Roman Catholic. And, my parents always instilled in me that, you should always go to church and, the usual, do unto others. But more importantly, my parents instilled that it's not just going to church, it's going to church and being involved.
My mom always went to church, so automatically, because she went to church, I went to church. So I was automatically brought up in the Christian faith.
Been in church all my life since I can remember. I come from both sides of my family. My mom and my dad both have very extensive religious backgrounds. My uncle, the church I attend now, is a pastor. My grandfather, he was a pastor, my mom's dad. So I've been in church pretty much all my life. My parents always instilled with me, keep God first, everything else will fall in line.
So when I got to college, I was like, oh my goodness, this is freedom. Like, nobody told me that I had to go to church. Nobody told me to open up my Bible and read the Word. It was just, you had to get it for yourself. But really going through college and going through this transition, you have to hold on to faith because you have to hold on to something. So I would find myself by myself sometimes in my room, just reading the Word or crying aloud, and even streaming church from the internet just so I can get it, because those values have been instilled in me, and that's the only way I know how to cope with everything I'm going through.
Oh, the transition from home to college was amazing. I remember during Access, I had my dad drive to the church that I looked up. That was right up Loch Raven, St. Matthews. I told my dad, this is going to be my new church. And I did go there. I registered with the pastor, and I continued to go to church every Sunday.
It was very apparent that because I was at home, my mom was like, okay, you gotta go to church, choir rehearsal, usher board, Bible studies. So she kind of made me go through those things. So it was already part of my life. But like coming to Morgan, no one was there to tell me to do those things. So it's almost like I had a choice to not go to church. So because I didn't go to church, I didn't really have that foundation in my life anymore.
It was a little rocky at first, being in church all my life and having parents and sort of being around the leadership in the church in regards to having a grandfather that's a pastor and different things like that. A lot of times you get shielded away from doing a lot of things. So college was more so that independence and freedom. And, kind of when I got here, that was pretty much just the transition. Now I don't have, mom or dad to tell me, don't do this, or I can make decisions on my own.
Well, being as though this incredible institution is filled with a lot of sinful people and sinful things, I have, slipped here and there, into the devil's trap, by doing the wrong things, having the wrong thoughts. More importantly, I think before action comes with thoughts. Having, ill thoughts about people, ill thoughts about things. But, stop going to church for a little bit.
Having those temptations to drink, and have those temptations to smoke, and have those temptations to go to parties and do whatever, that kind of made me fall back in my faith. Like it was worse coming in as a freshman, but like it's gotten better now. But that was one of the main challenges that I had to deal with personally, just trying to balance my Christian faith and also trying to maintain my social aspect here at Morgan.
Temptation. You come into a college of like-minded individuals. I'm a woman. There's men, good-looking men that are here. You have alcohol, you have temptation. There's a lot of temptation out here. And yeah, it's been a struggle. It has been a struggle. But the most thing is just it's a lot of temptation out here. To really get twisted around, it's a lot. It's friends, peer pressure, it's just a lot.
I mean, just the overall college life, the parties or hanging out with certain friends and doing certain things, just having that freedom of being an adult and having that independence. Sometimes I put myself in situations where it sort of contradicted some things that I believed in. Plenty of things in regards to sex outside of marriage or possibly being at parties where, you know, they were using illegal drugs and different things like that. Just certain situations, you know, just going and being around people, sometimes just being in the wrong place at the wrong time, just sort of contradicting my faith.
I happened to watch this film. What film was that? I was watching this movie, and it had a scene of church in it, like a scene of a Catholic church. And it just made me feel like, man, I really abandoned my religion. I really abandoned going to church. So after watching that, I said, you know, I got to pick myself back up. And that's when I started, you know, praying more often and preparing myself, you know. I told myself, even if I'm not going to church, at least pray and have God in my mind at all times so I don't falter ever again.
Well, honestly, I did a fast my sophomore year. It was a lot that I was going through at the time. I was being initiated into a fraternity. I was just trying to get an internship for a job, so I, you know, really trying to stress on my college grades. And I had a lot of things that I was really working for, some personal things in my life that I wanted to do. And pretty much that fast sort of, I don't know, but when it was over, everything just seemed clear. And, you know, I felt refreshed. I felt back with God, and everything just started falling in place, like blessings just coming from here and there, and everything just started falling in place.
Honestly, it was when I went to a revival at the chapel sophomore year. They sing this one song, "Pressing Your Presence," and one thing that really got to me was the line, you call me your own, so Lord, I give you me. You own the world, but you still want me. So that really like took to me, because it's like there's so much in the world that you own, and a sinner like me, like, you still want me as your child, you still want me in the kingdom. So with that being said, like, I just went back to Christ and aimed to follow his word.
Right now, I'm in a transition of after Morgan. I'm in a transition of, I'm 21 now, so everything I can do, I can legally do, but I don't have a desire to do. My desire is to do better and want better for myself. My desire is to graduate with honors, and that's what I want to do. So anything, I still have a personal life. I still, you know, enjoy myself, but it's in moderation.
Morning by morning, new mercies I see, honestly. God has really been showing me this semester especially that, you know, if I continue to follow him and continue to serve him, that he will do incredible things for me. Great things have been happening, and I can't thank anybody else but God. And I just continue to thank God and use what I've seen, basically what he has done for me, to prosper, to continue to fight on, and know that I should never doubt my Lord's powers.
I would definitely say I'm a lot stronger now that I'm older and a lot wiser and a lot more mature. I can handle certain things that I may not have been able to handle my freshman year. You know, I can handle being at a party and still, you know, not doing things that contradict my faith. And just because I'm there, I realize that I don't have to participate, or just because who my friends are, you know, some things that they do doesn't mean I have to do it. Or, you know, even like my frat brothers or something like that. Just because I'm a part of that doesn't mean there's certain things that I have to indulge myself in. So I'm a lot more comfortable. I'm a lot more stronger. You know, I'm able to, I guess, hold off certain things. You know, I can be me and still be a Christian and still have faith in God, but still, you know, do things and still have a good time in my life.
I'm not perfect. There's still a lot within me that needs to be worked on. He's not finished with me yet, but I do have a strong relationship with him that I did coming into Morgan. I pray more often. I'm in the Word more often. I'm studying his Word more often. I have an actual relationship with him, which is awesome. I couldn't have said that 2 years ago, or 4 years ago, coming into Morgan. I actually have a relationship with the person who gave me life, you know, who died for me, who saved me, my father, Abba Father. Like, that's where I am, just completely in love with Christ. Thankful for what he has done for me. Like I said, not perfect, but definitely being worked on.
This has been Camille Preston from the MSU Spokesman. Thanks for tuning in.